Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday Leeds Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we just have the one league game for you, but we follow it up with an FA Cup second round tie. We're at home against Yeovil in the league, a struggling Yeovil I might add, and then we're away against Dorking in the FA Cup, in a game that realistically we should be winning against a struggling National League side to get ourselves into the third round. As you can see from the league table, we're sat in sixth place. Form has continued to be resilient, shall we say. We've only conceded one goal in the league in our last six matches. We have been really, really good defensively. Again, goal scoring has been a little bit of a problem. We drew 0-0 after the game against Fleetwood, against South Shields away from home. We drew 0-0 but won on penalties in the first round of the FA Cup against the side that we played today, Yeovil Town. A 0-0 draw at home in the league against Macclesfield, a 1-0 win at home against Barrow. The Virtue Trophy, I rotated the team completely for the City under-21s match. It's not a competition that I'm particularly bothered about. We lost 3-0 with that rotated side. But then back in the league, a 1-0 win away at York, a 1-0 draw at home to Tranmere, and a 2-0 win away at Chesterfield. So, from a general perspective, I'm really pleased. We've still only lost two games in the league this season. Obviously, you saw the one in the previous episode against Cambridge, and of course, it was the game before that as well against Carlisle. So, league wise, we're looking pretty good. Sat in sixth place, I'm really, really pleased. And from a general perspective, I think we can be very optimistic. Um, but at the same time, we've got to be realistic. I'm still expecting mid table. We're only 2 points ahead, well, 3 points ahead of 13th place Northampton. So the league table at the moment is incredibly tight. In terms of a relegation fight, which was season previewed, with 20 points clear of Yeovil at the moment. So I think in terms of safety, we don't really have to worry about that. But we are in a playoff place at the moment, which, considering everything, I am ecstatic. To be honest, I think mid-table was an optimistic view from when I came in at the start of the season, and the fact that we're doing better than that is remarkable. Defensively is the reason why, to be honest. We've only conceded 10 goals in our 20 matches. The top three have conceded 15, 16, and 17. Goal scoring has been our problem, but we have seen a little bit of an improvement in that in recent weeks. So hopefully that will continue today. So for this game against Yeovil, we are rotating a little bit. Corbishley keeps getting picked to play in that attacking midfield role. We do want Taylor in there still. He's still a very key player for us. Um, we have been rotating the midfield a little bit more as well. So Cartwright's actually coming into the holding midfield ahead of Caddick. Patrick Roberts has picked up an injury, so he is out at the moment. Sass Davis is out for a couple of months, so he, unfortunately, I mean, he's out of contract at the end of the season anyway, and he is transfer listed. It is likely he will be leaving anyway at the end of the season. Um, and Akintola, there's discontent about Akintola at the moment. The fans haven't really been too impressed with him. So Balogun is going to start on that right hand side with Frith on the left. The back four, pretty much as normal. Nixon is in at left back though, and Bedo has come into the centre back role with Joe and Noyle at right back. So other than that, we're looking pretty reasonable, to be honest. And against a struggling side, I'm hoping that we can get a good result once again. Like I say, we have done really, really well defensively, a number of clean sheets. The only games we've conceded in, incidentally, was the Tranmere League game in the 1-1 draw and that Virtue game against Manchester City. Every other game has been a clean sheet. So defensively, I think we're very, very strong. With Joe and Bedo as well, I think we've done superbly, to be quite honest, to have brought them in the first place. But I think with the setup that we got in the midfield as well, that solidity that we see from the team has has certainly been proven throughout the course of the campaign so far. We're almost halfway through the season, in fact, 20 games in out of the 46. Um, so we're not too far off after today's match, being halfway through the campaign. And if we are still going to be sitting in those playoff places, we consider it a very much job well done for the first half of the campaign, to be honest. and I am expecting a drop off at some point, but hopefully it will just hold off for a little bit longer. Like I say, Yeovil are struggling at the moment. We didn't really find a way to break them down in the FA Cup tie, managing to win on penalties. It was a very tight game again, but we did okay. Beddo's been beaten in the air there, and he's completely misjudged the flight of the ball, and Barrington has got him behind and scored. So we do find ourselves behind here. I was just praising how well we've done defensively, and Beddo just misreading the flight of the ball there. Barrington in behind, and it was an easy finish from there, completely free of any man defensively. And hopefully we can respond quick haste. Like I say, it's been resilient from us defensively, but that was very, very poor there. We have struggled against this formation before, though. Cambridge played this similar setup as well, and we really struggled to break them down also. And like I say, with the FA Cup tie, we did beat them on penalties. They will be looking for a bit of revenge today, no doubt. Noyle here with the delivery into the penalty area, headed clear by Haynes. Balogun picks it up on this right side, swings it back in, looking for Taylor. It's cleared away again. We do pick it up though. Nixon into Frith. Back into Nixon. Now Charlie Wellens plays it into Joselito. Back to Joe. Lofts it over the top. Balogun. Great volleyed ball back in. And Joselito is there with the equaliser. And he is onside as well. Sixth goal of the season for him. Not quite averaging a goal every 3 games, but he has started to pick up a little bit form-wise. But it was a really well-worked move. I thought Balogun may have been offside, actually. And to be quite honest, Joselito was borderline offside as well, in my opinion, to be fair. But the goal has been given, and we will take it. We do find ourselves level 10 or so minutes after Yeovil taking the lead. Hopefully, it's again something we can build on. Balogun really has struggled in front of goal. He struggled to get that regular game time because of his poor form. Obviously, we have been playing him on the right hand side. He has played a couple of games as our striker as well. But we'll see how he gets on. I mean, it was a really good assist from him in the end there, and hopefully a sign of things to come for him. Akintola, of course, only did sign a 1-year deal, and the fans haven't really taken to him. So there's every possibility that at the end of the season he may also leave. We need to just pick it up a little bit in the second half. We haven't had a lot of possession, so we'll try and get a little bit more control in the second half. But key thing is we're not behind now. So again, we've just got so much resilience in the team. I think from a general balance perspective, I think we've done superbly. And because we've got a good core of the team, obviously Joselito likely is going to leave, likewise Taylor, if the bids come in for them. Joe, I can't imagine him staying for more than this season, potentially next season as well. But again, if we get bids in for him, we may end up having to sell. Um, but from a general perspective, in terms of the core of the team, I'm really pleased. We've got a good mix of youth and experience. And again, I'm just hoping that we can keep that up. Offside played in behind here, and it's a really good piece of goalkeeping from Molden. Offside actually was given in the end. Defensively, a little bit frail there though. We need to just be a little bit more aware on that right hand side. Noyle was the man that just let his man go, and luckily, like I say, he was offside. But um, we're just going to demand a little bit more from the team. I think we should be doing a little bit better against the relegation threatened side, and we are just going to pause there for a minute and make a few changes. We are struggling fitness wise. And in terms of wingers, we haven't actually got too many options. So Balogun and Frith, I think, are going to be staying on. Dixon Bonner is going to come on in central midfield, a little bit more energy right in the centre there. Um, to be fair, Taylor can play on the right-hand side. We've never really used him there, so we'll give him a go out there. We'll get Corbishley on in the attacking midfield role as well. I mean, to be fair, Joselito, yeah, he's just as... Yeah, neither of them are really comfortable playing out there. Joe and Noyle struggling as well. The back four really solid at the moment, but they are struggling for fitness, so we just need to be a little bit careful. I think we'll bring Sutton on at centre back for Joe. He has had a bit of a knock, Joe, recently, so I think it is a safe call to be bringing him off. And we'll just leave it at that. Declan Frith not really getting in the game either at the moment. But we'll confirm those changes and we'll see if we can improve in this last quarter of an hour to claim the 3 points. But like I say, from a general perspective, I'm really, really happy. I'm not too disheartened by drawing games. If we lose against Yeovil, then yeah, there is something that's going to be said. But it's always been a bit of a thing in Football Manager that teams tend to struggle before an FA Cup tie as well. Um, when you're in charge, that is. That's a great ball from Declan Frith, and Corbishley's got to hit the target, the youngster. It's a big, big miss from him. And he has earned a few opportunities. He's been playing well in the under-21 side, but that is a big, big miss from him. He needs to be better than that. We'll offer a little bit of encouragement to the lads for the last 5-10 minutes. And again, hopefully we can just find a way to get that winner. I think, again, general performance has been okay. Taylor's not played well. Cartwright's not played well. Noyle, I mean, the fullbacks haven't played well either, but Yeovil dominating possession. And considering they're down in 23rd, they didn't play like it, did they? Um, we created more chances. We should have won the game, realistically. So I'm a little disappointed overall that we didn't get more from that. But it is what it is. You know, we've still done really, really well. We're not conceding many goals. We've just dropped out of the playoffs with that draw. But again, the league table is so, so tight at the moment. I'm not reading too much into it. Like I say, I was happy with mid-table. If we somehow work our way into the playoffs, it will be a phenomenal achievement either way. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to read too much into it at the moment. But if we can just keep up doing what we're doing defensively, steal a few more victories rather than draws, then hopefully we can hopefully come up with something good come the end of the season. Also, the board have given me a coaching course as well, so we are continuing our progression with that also. Um, so yeah, things are developing nicely. We've got another coaching member come in and also another scouting member come in as well. The board did allow me to expand the staff a little bit. So yeah, things are moving in the right direction. And hopefully, come the next game against Dorking, we can get a win in the FA Cup. Okay then guys, here we go for the game away in the FA Cup against Dorking. It's not going to be a lot of money in this tie, let's be honest, but there is every opportunity for a really big third round tie if we can get through. Pretty much going to be full strength today. Akintola is going to get the nod on the left hand side. Dixon Bonner's coming in on the right. Corbishley keeps taking that attacking midfield role, and I'm not too sure why all of a sudden he is preferred to Taylor when Taylor's our key man. He still does want to leave, by the way. Um, Jocelyn Leto will remain up front, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. Joe and Sutton partnering in there. Gubajumo getting the nod in at left back. Hudson has requested to leave the club, along with Quigley and Bass Davis. So there's a few players that might end up leaving come January as well. There's every opportunity that transfer-wise things could happen. So Justin Leto apparently is willing to trust me again, but he's still not withdrawn his transfer request. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him as well in the coming weeks to see if he is willing to stay. He is also wanted by quite a few bigger clubs. Hull, Luton, and Swansea all want him, and yeah, that could be another big piece of transfer business in January. There's a lot going on at the moment, but obviously our primary concern is trying to get through to the third round of the FA Cup. And it's not very often I expect us to win a match, but today I would very much say that we should be favourites. So hopefully we can go out there and get the job done. Dorking are struggling a little bit in the National League. So we need to go out there and do the business. Quality-wise, in terms of the teams, there's not normally a massive amount of difference in player quality, in my opinion, between League Two and the National League. But at the same time, National League can be part-time, as we saw at Curzon, regardless to full-time that we are with Oldham. And that sometimes can be all the difference that is needed. There's every chance of an FA Cup shock. It always happens in every round of the FA Cup. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see how we get on. Early stages would suggest that Dorking are very much up for it. They're dominating possession. and we are not really creating too many chances. And I'm hoping that the lads aren't taking this lightly. We need to be very much on point today, especially if we want to get through. But Dorking at the minute, 3 attempts at goal, all on target. We are yet to have a shot to test their keeper until just now, which is on the half an hour mark. Um, I was about to demand a little bit more from the lads, but we'll see what happens here. Mendel Idowu coming forward for Dorking, plays it into the penalty area, and it's bundled around, and Adewumi in the end with the strike. And Mulden did well to make the save. Obviously, we have rotated a couple of players today into the team, but nothing too major. The core of the team is still there. Mendel Idowu again picking up, good tackle, and we've smashed it clear, and Corbishley's picked it up, and he couldn't get past Ken Abo, who's actually the striker, who dropped all the way back there to help out his defence from that attacking move. But he is wandering straight to the penalty area there, and we're not picking him up either. He has now been picked up by Joe, it looks like. Dumbo here on the left-hand side into Aroy. And now Morris. They're just holding on to the ball so comfortably. We need to really be getting into them a little bit more here. Mendel Idowu, we're going to demand more after this. Mendel Idowu into the penalty area, plays it back to Shield, and it's ended up as a goal. And to be quite honest, fair play, because they've deserved that, Dorking. And I'm very, very annoyed by that. I mean, we've been completely outplayed there, and we're very much second to every ball at the moment. Um, So yeah, I mean they deserve to be in front. They've dominated proceedings. We've demanded more, and at the moment, I reckon we're going to be heading out of the FA Cup. Which, considering we did so well against Yeovil to get through, I'm a little bit annoyed, to be quite honest. We'll tell the lads to get their acts together because this has been completely unacceptable. And again, one or two of the players in the side today, they're not particularly favoured by the fans. They're not favoured by the staff a lot of the time. Akintola especially needs to pull his finger out, to be quite honest. I know we don't push the wingers all the way up the pitch to be a little bit more aggressive, but realistically, we've got to be better here. And again, I think, to be honest, it's very rare that we change the mentality, but we're going to go very attacking here as well. And again, we're going to demand more because we need to be doing a lot more than we are to try and get through this cup tie. And tactically, we are going to make a couple of changes here. If it was a league game, I probably wouldn't be too bothered. But I think, in all honesty, we need to be really pushing this forward a little bit now. Um, and yeah, we'll just see if this helps at all. Akintola's going to come off. He's been absolutely shocking again. Declan Frith can come on for him. Corbishley's not really been in the game. Taylor can come on in that role as well. Um, who else have we got that we can bring on? Bedo at the back. Wouldn't really change an awful lot, to be honest. Cartwright could come on in the midfield. And I think, to be fair, we'll bring him on for Caddick, central midfield. And I am tempted to go two up front, but I think with the balance of the team, we'll just leave it at that for now. And we'll confirm that. We've gone very attacking already. Let's see if we can just push things forward a little bit and try and get ourselves back in this game. I mean, it's unusual for me to change tactics. As you know, I very much pick with it, stick with it. We've done really well with the tactic that we're playing. Obviously, going very attacking as well could leave us short at the back. Defensively, we've not been too bad. But again, FA Cup ties are always a funny one. And again, we're just looking so slow with everything at the minute. As Ogbu gets a strike away and knocks it over the bar. I'll offer some encouragement this time rather than demanding more. But just Alito, I mean, he's rating a 6 out there today. He should be doing a lot better. We're going to get Harrott on. I mean, what have we got to lose? I mean, Harrott's hardly had any game time this season either. So, what have we got to lose? Hutton into Enslin. Hutton back to Enslin again. Now, Ojinaka into Hutton. And again, they're just dominating possession. Frith doing really well to intercept, but he's got no support up there, and he's going to have to do it on his own. And to be fair, he's done superbly to win that free kick. I doubt there'll be a highlight from the free kick, but you never know. No, of course not. And Again, Dorking deserved to win this game. They've had so much of the ball. It's been so, I mean, even at very attacking, we've not looked at it at all here. We are going to demand more again, but it's not looking likely that we're going to get anything from the game, which is extremely disappointing. Um, and it's the one game throughout the course of the season that I've said, yeah, we're probably favourites for this one, and we've gone and been beaten. Very, very annoyed with that. I mean, defensively, to be fair, they were outstanding. They did really, really well defensively, and their keeper had a really good game. But from our perspective, that is very much not good enough. And I'm very, very disappointed with that result. And poor performance adds to disappointing defeat, which is true. And it's very rare that we put in a poor performance, but it's come in a very important game, which I am fuming, to be quite honest. Absolutely fuming. And it means that we're not going to get any backup money wise in the FA Cup either. Because even in League Two, you get a big tie away from home, it can shape your season financially. And that is absolutely shocking. But it means that we can focus in on the league campaign. We're out of every cup now. The league was the primary focus anyway. And I'm looking probably Carlisle and Northampton at the start of January. And we'll get through the rest of December, and hopefully we can just stabilise our league form again and keep up doing what we're doing. But Carlisle and Northampton to come, I think both of them are actually doing quite well at the minute, if I remember rightly. No, Northampton are down in 12th at the moment. Carlisle are second. So a couple of big games. I mean, Northampton down in 12th are only a point behind us. 5 places, but only a point behind us. A win. To be fair, if they you're looking at this league table, there's only what 3 points separating 15th from 4th. That is mental. So we've got to be a little bit careful that we don't suddenly drop down the league. Everything's really close knit. We need to get some wins on the board again, and fingers crossed we can do so. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.